Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Action Jackson, man. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys losing to Philadelphia Eagles 24-20 in a really good game. Damn good performance by the offense. Defense picked up on the second half of the game. Both defenses really did, but that was really because of the rain delay. I understanding that it affected both teams' offense, defense, and special teams. But I felt that if that rain delay wasn't there, I feel like the Dallas Cowboys offense picks it up, and we might be able to pull this thing out. But CeeDee Lamb has the drops, and we're going to talk about the details of this game. So before we hop into the video, I would appreciate if you guys will like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. The offense was as advertised as I said it was going to be. Not that I knew anything, but like I said, the only way in which that we're going to win games throughout this season is very clear and very evident. When we're playing up against really good and high-powered offenses, your defense is really just not going to be there just yet. This defense is going to be fine. It's going to have to pick up within its rhythm. We're going to figure out who the linebackers are going to be. I felt like Marist Liufau should be playing over a guy like Damone Clark and Kenneth Murray. Point blank period. When you saw Kenneth Murray in coverage or he was out, time for him to make some tackles in space, he had a tough time doing it. Damone Clark was getting stiff-armed by Saquon. There was a time earlier in the first half when Damone Clark was set to spy Jalen Hurts, and he couldn't do so. So, you know, there are some things that we need to fix up. But first, let's talk about this offense. From the start of the game, from the incident, moving forward into the end of the first half, the offense was unmesswittable. I was very proud of the way we were shifting, the way we were motioning, the way that we were protecting up front. That's the offensive line that I know that the Dallas Cowboys can achieve and that the Dallas Cowboys can truly have if they continuously play like this. Tyler Guyton, from what I saw, again, I don't have all 22 tape yet. That will be released tomorrow morning on NFL Films or NFL Pro Plus. I don't have that. But once I see film breakdown, I know that offensive line played great. I can't think too many times of Dak Prescott getting sacked. And when Dak Prescott almost got sacked, he broke out of it by Jordan Davis, picked up a few yards with his legs. So those couple of times where they flushed him out of the pocket, he threw it down to Ceedee. That was earlier, I believe, in the second quarter. So, again, I have faith in this offensive line. Dak was 21 of 34. You know, he had 188 yards passing. Again, he didn't have any touchdowns. He didn't have any turnovers. The stat sheet and what's on fantasy is not going to wow you, but the offense did their thing today, man. Rushing wise, I was talking mess about Javonte Williams, saying, hey, Javonte Williams, we should possibly replace him. I still think we should trade for a running back regardless. But I was like, if you're a running back in this room, you should be playing. And okay, Javonte, I'll give you props, my G. I can eat crow. I can admit when I'm wrong. I was getting on the entire running back room. I said, bro, if you ain't playing, something's wrong in this politics. Javonte Williams went out there and played a damn good game today. 5'10", 5'11". Again, we knew what he was in Denver, but you just needed to see it again. And him coming into the offense that fits his scheme correctly and things of that nature. He was running downhill. He wasn't going down after first contact. He was driving the pile with them. There was so many times when earlier again in the second half when I believe the score was we was going in to score our second touchdown to make it 14, right? 14-7. The play prior to that, Javonte Williams puts his head down and gets he gets the yards necessary plus more to even get a first down to bring us within the 3-yard line to score the 2-yard line. And I was very proud in the way in which this running back room had performed. I understand that the Philadelphia Eagles are not that great stopping the run. Jalen Carter went out by doing something very ignorant and very malicious. Again, I saw what happened. I saw the entire stir-up. Dak Prescott spat on the ground, nowhere near Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter comes up, talks to Dak Prescott, spits at Dak Prescott. That's the problem that I have. The problem that's boiling within me was that you spat on the person. Nobody should be spitting regardless. But it's the difference between if you're nowhere near me, I spit on the ground, and you come up towards me, spit on me. Two totally different things. But again, like they always say, it's always the second guy that gets caught. Because if Dak Prescott was the first person to get caught, he was going to get thrown up out the game. We was going to be watching Joe Milton. But instead, Jalen Carter got caught up, and both were ignorant. But spitting on somebody is ridiculous, man. But anyway, CeeDee Lamb, man. 7 catches, 110 yards. He averaged 15.7 yards a catch, man. And outside of the 4 drops, man, he played a hell of a game. I understand that he's going to get on himself, and you know, that's nothing much that we can really say about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb knows he's going to figure that out. He dropped at least 4 catches for at least another 100 yards, so he could have possibly had, 11 catches for 200-plus yards and maybe a touchdown had he caught that pass on that post. And for sure, we could have sealed up the game had he caught it after the 2-minute warning in the fourth quarter. And he caught that pass when he beat, I believe it was Cooper DeJean on a wheel route down the left sideline. He makes that catch. We go down there, we possibly score, game's over. But, it is what it is. The offense did their thing today. George Pickens has some solid plays. That 15-yard penalty. So let's talk about the things on the offense that we need to fix up. When you know that your defense isn't that great, your offense needs to step up and your offense needs to make the plays necessary. So let's talk about that drive before the end of the half. We are about to score. We're about to do our thing. George Pickens, man. If the play is muddied up like that, man, you can't get a perfect block, or you cannot get a good block on a defender. Either get in, try a really good way to get in his way, or just don't touch him at all. Because the problem that we're going to have is that a lot of teams and a lot of the referees have refereed a lot of your games. They're going to say, watch George Pickens, malcontent, he's looking to pop off any situation, watch for him. So we already have eyes on us regardless, especially with the officials, but we cannot have another liability. And this was the thing with George Pickens. We understood that part. But look, George Pickens needs to get targeted a lot more next game. I understand that we do play the New York Giants. They have a damn good front. That's going to be a really good test to see next week. Or not next week, I'm sorry, 10 days. Yeah, 10 days from now, 9 days from now, we're going to have a really good matchup against the New York Giants. So, I'm proud of what the offense did. I loved how modernized it looked. Understanding that Miles Sanders had a really good game. 4 carries, 53 yards, averaged 13.2 yards, but that was inflation because of that big yardage he gained. But Miles Sanders, you got to take care of that ball, man. You got to take care of that ball. Have to take care of it. But Miles Sanders looks to be that running back that you don't really want out there. He can make you some plays, but he's going to cost you something as well. So that's what the Dallas Cowboys have to figure out. But Javonte Williams is definitely the truth. I would love to get another running back in here. Understanding that Jaden Blue is coming back. But that's why I felt like Phil Moff, once he gets back from his injury, I felt like Phil Moff was going to take Miles Sanders' spot. But that's it from the running back room. Wide receivers, I liked what the wide receivers had did as a whole. Let's get into this defense, man. The one thing I did really like was the effort from Marshawn Kneeland. I loved how Kenny Clark was pushing back the pocket. I love how well Osa Odighizuwa played in the first half by stopping the run. Our biggest issue, which is crazy, because I said our biggest issues on this team was going to be cornerback, which the cornerbacks played amazing today. If we're just looking at what the Philadelphia Eagles did on receiving-wise, Jalen Hurts only threw for 152 yards, but A.J. Brown was 1 catch for 8 yards. Smitty was 3 of 16. We contained those guys as much as we possibly could. I'm really proud in the way in which Jerron Bland, Trayvon Diggs, and Kyer Elam played. I know Kyer Elam had that big play up against him from Jahan Dotson, which I was very mad about, but I was wondering what kind of coverage that we're in. Obviously, it was cover 1, but the fact that there wasn't a safety playing deep middle is a little bit concerning. I don't know if we were playing a cover 1 robber type of situation. I don't know if we were playing just cover 0 man and there was just no back end, coverage at all. Because if that was John Mechie, if that was Smitty or A.J. Brown, they catch that, they throw Kyer Elam off their shoulders and they go score. So I'm kind of curious about what were we doing right there, Matt Eberflus. But outside of that, in terms of all the positives. Cornerback did their job. Defensive lineman, when it's time to get pressure on Hurts, we were able to. But the thing that we were not able to do was pressure up Jalen Hurts and get to Jalen Hurts. Now, is that, to say damn good job by the Philadelphia Eagles and their offensive line by blocking everything up? Yeah, no, that's great. But the fact that you couldn't get home consistently against Jalen Hurts and get sacks was clear. I understand that, again, you are playing one of the best offensive lines. They have the 2 best tackles in the league. It's going to be very hard for your defensive ends to get in. But, man, if we were able to have a defensive end to line up over Tyler Steen and over some of those centers and guards, that we were able to get home a little bit quicker on Jalen Hurts. But, again, this is what you're going to have to do when you traded away Michael Parsons. We got a damn good player back in return in Kenny Clark. I love Kenny Clark in the way in which he's playing. That's going to be a really nice dynamic duo between him, Kenny Clark, and also Odigizua. We just have to figure out the edge spot. But yeah, man, we're gonna have to figure out something on the front. This front seven has to get figured out. I'm comfortable in what our cornerbacks can do. I'm comfortable in our safeties. I'm comfortable in what our interior can do. But the exterior and your linebackers have to get figured out. I think one simple fix to fix your linebackers is Mayor Sleefa has to be playing. Your defensive ends, you have to figure something out. I don't know if Israku needs to be playing. Understanding that he was getting beat out, he was getting hemmed up by Jordan Mailata. But again, when you're a 6'1" rookie going up against a 6'8" offensive tackle, he automatically has reach advantage on you. It's going to be very tough. And that's something Donovan Ezraku is going to have to figure out. So, and then also, we just can't stop the run. And honestly, I've given up on the fact that we're just not going to be able to stop the run, guys. I don't know what it is. Consistently, I don't know what we're going to be able to do. Understanding that we were able to stop the run if we were able to make a few tackles. There was a couple times in the first half in which we blew up some plays. Also, Odigizua, Kenny Clark blew. They was driving back the offensive lineman, but Dante Fowler on the backside couldn't make a tackle on Saquon Barkley. Or there was a couple of times when Jalen Hurts escapes the pocket and we don't have anybody sideline to sideline fast enough to keep up with Jalen Hurts. So it's going to be very exciting to have Demo back whenever he's available to come back. But I need Mayor Sleefa who can keep up with some of these quicker quarterbacks. And we might need to make a trade for a defensive end. As silly as it sounds, you have to do something to figure out this edge spots for us to get home. But just from what the offense has shown you, being able to throw the ball, being able to run the ball, as modern as they looked, the defense just needs to figure out a couple of things. Jalen Hurts, man, not Jalen Hurts, but Trayvon Diggs, bro, on that blitz, and you had Jalen Hurts dead to rights, bro, you got to make that tackle. You got to make that tackle. It's either force a fumble, something, man. Trayvon Diggs ran in the backfield wide open and just tag touched Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts got spooked and threw the ball out of bounds. But it was like, few plays like that, man. We're not as talented as we think we are. We just need to, those are minute details, man. When you're not that good, you have to play perfect football. And another thing that was crucial to me in this game was, if you would have told me that the Dallas Cowboys were going to be more disciplined than the Philadelphia Eagles, I would have said you're a lie, man. I understand that Jalen Carter and some of the guys that they got on their end is hotheads, but for you to only have 4 penalties for 42 yards and them to have 9 for 110, that is very major improvement. I really like that. So, again, we have a lot to look forward to, Dallas Cowboys, and the fans, the nation. We have everything to look forward to. It's just we have to figure out another running back to pair up with Javonte Williams. We think Jaden Blue is going to be that guy. Ceedee Lamb needs to step up. Offensive line needs to keep playing like how they're playing. We need to figure out how to stop this run and figure out how to get home. You figure out, again, the things that I was talking about, man. If you fix running back, cornerback, in this run game, I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be semi-competitive. But the Dallas Cowboys needs to keep this up for the duration of the season. You can't look this good against a really good team and you come out flat at 10, 11 a.m. against the New York Giants. That's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.